Greetings folks, and I hope your medical tricorders are all fully functional wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure unboxing and review. And today it's the turn of EXO-6's take on DeForest Kelley as Dr Leonard Bones McCoy from the 1979 Robert Wise directed first ever big screen adventure of the crew of the Enterprise, Star Trek the Motion Picture. So usual format folks, box, accessories, figure, then showcase at the end. But before we dive in, I'd like to send the usual dry dock size shout out to everyone who supported Go Figure. If you haven't already, be sure to drop a like on this review as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already as well, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the 1/6 scale news, views and reviews that we've got coming up on the channel, and trust me, there's a hell of a lot of them. So, as regulars to the channel will know, I grew up on Star Trek. In fact, the first ever episode of Star Trek was aired the year Mr. Go Figure was born. I'll leave you to do the maths on that one. So, when 1979 came around, I was the happiest 12-year-old on the planet to hear that we were getting the first big screen outing of the Star Trek crew. Yes, it's overly long, and yes, it's self-indulgent, but I still love it anyway. And it is worth the price of admission alone, just for the Enterprise refit reveal scene. But enough of my Star Trek meanderings, onto the box. Let's stop it from spinning and have a close-up look. And it's the usual high quality box and presentation that we've come to expect from EXO-6. Really have gone all in with their boxes are some of the best out there as far as I'm concerned. Super high quality stock card here, magnetically clasped box at the side, and just a beautifully presented figure. What you've got is, if the light's catching this actually, you've got this sort of gold foil edging going on. It says 1/6 scale museum grade figure at the bottom there. Across the top it says Dr Leonard McCoy. On the front you've got that image from the promotional posters from the movie itself, of that sort of rainbow effect light coming down, and then you've got the Star Trek the Motion Picture logo and the Enterprise there in the background, set against this star field, really nicely done. And then there's a shot of the head sculpt from the figure itself in the center there, beautifully presented. On the side, continuation of that star field, you've got the Star Trek Museum replicas collectibles and the Starfleet logo going on, continuation of that gold foil edging as well. It says EXO-6 on this side. On the bottom, just the star field again. On the top, in gold foil lettering, Star Trek the Motion Picture EXO-6's symbol as well. Around the back you have all the usual credits and warnings. Don't piss this figure off, because it's not a critic, it's a Dr. Jim. Yeah, all the credits and warnings at the bottom there, and notifications and barcodes and bits and pieces. As I mentioned, magnetically clasped box, so let's flip this box open. When you open it up, what you are greeted with is a really nice slipcover covering the figure itself. On the left hand side you've got all the credits there of everybody involved in the production of this figure, Nanjin's name there as well, and hats off to the team over at EXO-6 for what they're doing for the Star Trek franchise. Is amazing. It really is. I've actually had to limit myself as a collector to certain figures because they are covering just about every aspect of Star Trek, from the original series to the Next Generation to the movies to Deep Space Nine and all points in between, coming right up to modern Star Trek TV shows, yeah, way too many for this old collector to collect, so I'm having to limit myself to the movies and the original TV show. But you are greeted with, not only do you get that absolutely wonderful new figure smell, because this is a brand new figure, literally just come through the door and gone straight in front of the camera, but you're greeted with this fantastic slipcover that you get with all of EXO-6's figures. And what it is a representation of McCoy beaming aboard the Enterprise for the first time there. Very nicely done. And when you remove this slipcover, if it will come away, you have a foam inlay, and underneath that foam inlay is Dr McCoy himself, and I'm assuming the base is behind that. So without further ado, let's do as we always do. Let's get the accessories out, let's dive down onto the table and find out what you get with your Dr McCoy figure. So welcome folks to probably what is going to be the shortest accessories section in the history of Go Figure. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you folks, this is all you get with your Dr McCoy figure. Now I knew that there wasn't an awful lot with this figure, but still I couldn't help feel a little bit cheated when I opened the box and this is all you get. Now I'm assuming this is because Nanjing Tan and the team are wanting to keep costs down. This is not the most expensive figure in their Star Trek lineup. However, I still couldn't help but feel a little bit disappointed when this was all I got in front of me after I'd opened the box, but we'll soldier on. We will start with the hands as we always do. There's an open palm pair on the figure, which we'll take a look at as we always do when we bring it out, and you get these two swap out hands. Now there's a right hand which is sort of open palm as well, and a left hand which is more of a pointing finger hand. We will take a close-up look at them. The sculpt and paint applications look up to the usual high standards of EXO-6 that we've come to expect. There's bone detailing there, vein work, there's a reddening to the knuckles. The paint applications are really nice. If the light's catching this, it looks like they've sort of put dark flecks on there, sort of like age spots, which are very nicely done. They're sculpted in fingernails and creasing on the knuckle areas there. Overall, yeah, there's creasing in the palms as well, and that paint application is continued on the other side of the hand. Overall, very, very good hands and of a very high standard. Flexibility test, yeah, it's the usual EXO-6 story here. We're looking at a medium to soft, so if there were any accessories to grip, which there aren't, he wouldn't have any problem with that, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, we've got the sculpted in ring on the on this finger here, with the gold and black paint applications, which are pretty good. A little bit of bleed going on there, but it's not the end of the world. But overall, yeah, very, very nice. And you also get this pointing finger hand, and once again, same high level of paint and sculpt going on here too. However, I did notice straight out of the box that we've got a blue paint stain on here, and it looks like there's some more. I don't know whether that's a rub from the packaging or a problem in the paint department. However, that should not have got through QC, in my opinion. This is the first time actually I've ever had an EXO-6 figure where I've seen this. I mean, it's not a major issue. That can be touched up with a little paint application, so it shouldn't be a major problem. But yeah, not nice to see this kind of discoloration going on with hands. But yeah, you've got the pinky ring sculpted in there on the little finger as well, and overall, yeah, it's the same pretty high standard of paint and sculpt on this hand as well. So that's your hands, all two of them. What else do you get? Well, pretty much that's it, and the base. It's the usual EXO-6 story with the base here, with the Star Trek figures. You've got this, I do like doing this, I've saved this to do this on camera. It's got this plastic cover on it. You've got this hexagonal base, all made out of sculpted plastic with this clear plastic section on the top. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this base because EXO-6 collectors will recognise it straight away. But this top section clips off at the corners there, and you can swap out for this particular piece here. This section underneath is removable, so you can have an individual transporter base like this one, or swap it out for this piece and create a much larger one if you've got a number of figures that you're wanting to display. Also as well, it comes with the standard set of clips that we get with all EXO-6 figures, which means that you can actually interconnect bases. So you simply use these clips on the sides here, and you can lock bases together in any pattern that you see fit, butting up against the flat edges there, so nice inclusion. And it also comes with the standard issue EXO-6 crotch grabber, which is slightly different from normal crotch grabbers. What you've got is this groove section at the bottom there, and you simply locate one of these sections at the back there, and it will clip in place, he said confidently. You need to line it up, but it will go in. Take my word for it, it will, with a little futzing and finagling. I probably got that slightly off. Yeah, but it slots into one of these sections at the back there. There you go, it's slotted into that one. So yeah, that's your standard EXO-6 base. It would have been nice for them to maybe include one of the metal badges that they included with the Colonel Spock and the Admiral Kirk. It looks like we've got the device for holding that in place, which is it's a little odd. But yeah, collectors of these figures will know from the original motion picture lineup that both of those figures came with a metal badge. Really, really nicely done. And maybe they could have gone for the Starfleet medical badge. That could have been attached to the front there, so a little bit disappointing that that's not included, but it is what it is. So that's the Spartan accessory. So without further ado, let's bring out Bones himself. Let's get him onto that stand, onto the turntable, and have a close-up look at him. Okay folks, so here's Bones straight out of the box, straight onto the stand and onto the turntable. And first impressions. First impressions are very, very good, I have to say. The proportions, although at first sight I thought the proportions might be a little bit off, but I think we need to get him alongside Spock and Kirk, which we will do a little bit later in this review, to get the full feel of the proportions. I thought at first glance they were slightly off. I thought he looked a little bit too tall, but I think that's just my eye and the nature of this suit. But overall, yeah, proportions look spot on. The suit itself looks phenomenal. It's very, very simple, or relatively simple outfit here. But yeah, the materials, the colour, the paint applications, the head sculpt we'll get to, obviously, all look very, very good. And also as well, first thing I did notice out of the box is the quality of this body. It's got some real heft to it, this body. It feels like the body that EXO-6 have used here is very, very good. You feel like you've got something weighty and quality in your hands. But we'll do as we always do. We shall stop him from spinning and take a close-up look at Bones. I've got to say as well at this point, I'm actually quite happy that they went for the Disco McCoy look. It only appears in this outfit only appears in the film for a relatively short period of time. At the beginning of the film, where he first beams aboard the Enterprise before he goes into his full Starfleet uniform. But I'm really glad they went for this look. It's sort of an iconic look, and although it doesn't appear on screen for particularly long, it really fits well with the dress uniform Admiral Kirk and the Colonel Spock. So I'm glad they went for it. I think had they used all the Starfleet uniforms for all the TMP figures, they might have looked a bit samey. So yeah, for me it works. But as we always do, let's get him off the stand and let's get close up to him, and we will start at the bottom and work our way up. My gut instinct here is telling me I should be wearing gloves because this suit is so white. I would exercise caution here handling this figure, but we'll go all in without gloves on. We'll start with the boots. And the boots look really, really nicely sculpted. They are, and now I'm not going to lift this trouser pant section here too high, because as you probably noticed here, it's actually folded under, which is screen accurate to the outfit. So I don't want to risk unfolding that, but I'm going to assume that these boots are pegged in. Nicely sculpted here, all one piece of sculpted plastic. Colour is screen accurate there. No real tread or anything on the bottom there other than some credits, but the style is right with the stacked heels. The paint applications are really nice. It's sort of give it that fawn tan leather look with some sculpted in stitch work and some weathering there. There's shading on there, which has been picked out with sort of brown paint applications on top of that tan leather look. And overall, yeah, very nicely done. The joints themselves here, and I'm not 100% what kind of joint we're looking at because I can't see those ankles. They are ankle boots here. They do come over the tops of the ankles. But you do have a decent range of motion in there, not much side to side. There's a little bit of side to side. The right and left is there as well. Forward and backwards pretty good too. So yeah, decent articulation in those ankle joints onto this suit. Now, well, before we test the suit, let's just test the knee joints, because I am quite scared about putting any creases in this beautiful white suit. But yeah, it's the usual story at the knees. I'm not going to flex this too far back because I don't want to distort this suit, but it's not one for dynamic posing, this particular figure, so I ain't going to push the joints too far. But yeah, you've got the usual story there at the top of the leg. Let's check the waist. Yeah, there's a decent amount of movement there, and the elbows and shoulders. Yeah, you've got a butterfly joint at the shoulder there, and you've got a bicep swivel, and the normal jointed elbow there, which I'm assuming is going to come all the way up to the face. Yes, it is. So excellent range of articulation there. But as I say, I ain't going to push the articulation too far on this because I don't want to crease or damage this beautiful white suit in any way. So it's an all-in-one, this white suit, and straight away, yeah, the colour's absolutely spot on. But it's white. What can I say? But the first thing that strikes me about the suit, at least anyway, and this always does with EXO-6's Star Trek figures, and I know Nanjin Tam is a stickler for getting the right material, the right cut, and the right colour. Now, I am no expert on the uniform, on this particular outfit from the film itself, although I've seen it 1,000,001 times. However, it looks and feels very, very good indeed. The stitch work is exemplary. You've got these sort of pleats down the front of the pants themselves. Excellent 6-scale stitch work, and you know me and my what a stickler I am for 6-scale stitch work. But it looks like EXO-6 have nailed it on here. This thing, as you can see already, is starting to pick up little marks now, particularly around the back here, around this bum area. This white suit really does pick up the tiniest of bits of fluff and dust that may be floating around. So I would say exercise caution with it. My better judgment now is telling me I should go away and put gloves on for this one, but we will soldier on. Stitch work up the back, beautifully done there. As you can see, you've got that sort of cruciform stitch section across the back, which is screen accurate. You've got that pulled in waist section there, and the 2 pockets on either side of the thighs there, with some beautiful stitch work done. I'm assuming they are functional. But as I say, it is attracting the minutest of particles from my hands and in the air there. The belt itself around the waist is just one. It's very, very simple. It's one piece of sculpted plastic. It's screen accurate. The buckle is screen accurate. Once again, that is plastic. Get that right up into camera so you can see that, with that green section in the center there, and then that circular metal section, plastic section that's been painted to look like metal, but the paint applications and the detailing are really nice. Relatively simple plastic belt there, and then moving up the uniform itself, there's no zip or anything like that in this one piece. They've left it as is because that's pretty much the way it appeared in the film. You've got these pockets on either side of the chest area, but it's the fit and finish of this uniform that really strike me. Very simple, and there's nothing else underneath this suit, between this suit and the body, but it just falls beautifully. It feels fantastic in the hand. As with the Colonel Spock and the Admiral Kirk figures, I would say, and this does sometimes happen to me, I occasionally will get sort of I wouldn't say spikes, but little bits of dry skin on my fingers, and occasionally little dinks in my fingernails. If you have anything like that, be super careful handling this figure, because the fineness of the weave in this material, I would suspect, will pull very, very easily. And the last thing you want is a section of this material pulling, because I would imagine it will pull very much in the same way as, say, something like a 66 Batman suit would pull on a Hot Toys figure, where it will pull in a line, and the slightest snag is going to ruin the whole look of the outfit itself. But yeah, beautifully fitted, beautiful fall, beautiful material, and screen accuracy on point. Love that collar section there. Very simple, but very, very well done. Moving up to the chest area, I do like what EXO-6 have done here. They have sculpted in the hairy chest. I'm going to move this medallion out of the way so you can see this. Not sure how far that goes down because it's not an openable top there, but as you can see, they've sculpted, and yeah, it's definitely sculpted because I can feel the texture on it, but they've sculpted and painted that chest hair, which we see in the film, and the sculpting on the neck and chest area itself and skin paint applications are very, very good indeed. You can see the bonework underneath there, and it just it looks very, very convincing. The medallion he is wearing now is, I believe this is on a metal chain. It feels like that chain is metal to me. It's cold to the touch, gold finish on there, and then you've got the plastic medallion section at the front, which is screen accurate as far as I can tell, with that design, and then the gold paint application with a slightly lighter paint application through the center. Yeah, moving up to this head sculpt now. It's not a fixed neck head sculpt here, but we have no swap out head sculpt with this one. I've got to say, from the first promotional shots I saw of this, I wasn't 100% convinced. Now I've got it in hand, I am liking this more and more. We will start with that neck area. As you can see, if I can tilt this, you can see, I thought he looked a bit giraffe neck, but I think that's to compensate for the beard. It actually looks in proportion in hand, but the paint applications on the neck there give it a little bit of aging with those brown flecks in the paint, work really, really well. The articulation in the head is what we'd expect from this kind of head sculpt. You've got forward and backward, side to side, and so pretty much a full range of motion there. The head sculpt itself, now I think it was the eyes that put me off at first, but now, as I say, now I've got it in hand, I think they've captured that look really well. As obviously later in the film he loses the beard, we only see it momentarily, but the beard is sculpted very, very well indeed. The colour is right, you can see the individual strands in there, as with the moustache. The paint application is really nice, and there's a hint of grey going on throughout the hair, both on the head itself, down the side through the sideburns, and through the beard as well, which is screen accurate. Obviously we're talking 10 years after the TV show, so everybody had aged a little bit at that point. The actual portrait itself, really, really good. Loving the skin textures there. My issue was with the eyes. At certain angles the eyes didn't look right to me, and there is a certain point here, and I think it's somewhere around here where it loses a little something for me. I'm not sure what that is, but it just is it deal breaker? No. Is it DeForest Kelley from Star Trek the Motion Picture? Absolutely, 100%. Very, very good indeed. Down to the bags under the eyes there. The eyes are the right colour, super glassy. I love the fact that what they've done here is the left eyebrow is ever so slightly higher than the right one, which is in keeping with DeForest Kelley's slightly quizzical look in that particular scene where he's been aboard the Enterprise for the first time. And you can see those furrows in the forehead there, and at the top of the nose, all really, really well done, and the skin texturing and paint applications are very good, and that's continued around the sides and back as well. As you can see, in that hairstyle is absolutely on point. So yeah, I'm growing to love this head sculpt more and more. The more and more I look at it, is it 100%? I'm gonna say no. 95% definitely on there. But I think what might be a good idea actually at this point is to bring out the old QMX bones and see how these two look side by side. So QMX original series bones on the right, and EXO-6 the motion picture bones on the left. This answers the question about the proportions that I raised with myself earlier. They are spot on. It is just that suit. When it's initially out of the box, it just felt like he was too tall, but he obviously isn't. The proportions are pretty much exactly the same between these two figures, height-wise and body-wise. The big question, I suppose, is down to that head sculpt. Yes, there is 10 years, or 10 years-ish between this head sculpt in the Star Trek timeline and this head sculpt. Which one is the better of the two? Which one is the most McCoy-like? Oh, that's a difficult question. I'll leave that up to you to decide. Right now I am erring towards the QMX version, but I've had this a lot longer and I absolutely love this figure. I think it's one of the best ones that QMX ever gave us. Nanjing Tam having worked with QMX as well as EXO-6. But this one is very, very good indeed. A lot better than I thought it would be. So yeah, you let me know in the comment section what you think about that. I think what we should do is bring out Spock and Kirk and see how McCoy shapes up next to those two. Okay, so after what seems like a lifetime of waiting, the motion picture trio are finally complete, and the gang's all here. So how does he square up with the Spock and the Kirk? Well, I think very, very favourably indeed. I think these three look phenomenal together. I think as a tribute to the '79 Star Trek The Motion Picture, I think these are fantastic. And yet another great example of EXO-6 doing what they do best. But we need to have a verdict on Dr. McCoy. Where shall I begin? Proportions, absolutely on point, even though I got it wrong at the beginning. That outfit, excellent, superb, really, really good. The screen accuracy is there. The quality in the tailoring is faultless. The proportions nailed on, as I mentioned. The body itself, very, very good. Excellent, high quality body, great articulation, even though it's not one for the mad posing. The head sculpt. Yes, I would say it's not 100%. It isn't. In the same way, to me, that the Spock and the Admiral Kirk aren't 100%. But what is 100% in the head sculpt world? There are very few that are, in my opinion. But I think they are still brilliant head sculpts. The McCoy head sculpt is absolutely excellent. Very, very good indeed. And overall, I think it's just another example of EXO-6 flexing and doing what they do best. Score out of 10. Oh, tough one this. I'm not going to give it a 10. I think we're going to go with a 9 here. I'm going to take a point off. Because that head sculpt isn't exactly 100% right. It might sound like I am being super picky here, but I think it could have been ever so slightly better. And the rest of that 1 point that's coming off the McCoy figure is the missing badge. Now, I know it's a third-party company that EXO-6 were working with to produce these badges. It would have been nice to see them continue, or find another company maybe if that relationship had ended, and provide us with a Starfleet medical insignia that could have gone there, because it just throws the trio off, in my opinion. It needs something there for them all to be matchy-matchy. So yeah, a 9 out of 10 of Star Trek The Motion Picture DeForest Kelley bones. So there you have it, folks. I hope this review's been useful for you. What are your thoughts on this piece? Have you got it on pre-order? Has it arrived? What's your take on EXO-6? What's your take on Star Trek The Motion Picture? What's your take on anything at all? Nothing is off menu. So please drop a comment in the comment section below. I would be fascinated to hear your take on this piece. And I suppose all it remains for me to say, oh, what's coming up on the channel? Nearly forgot. In the new review department, we have 6-scale figures from Hot Toys, from InArt, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, EXO-6 obviously, from Iconic Studios, to name but a few. We've got retro reviews, we've got more episodes of Grail or Fail, more showcases, more quarter-scale figure reviews, more quarter-scale statue reviews, the list goes on. So, as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the good stuff when it comes up. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, as always, from myself, from Bones, from Kirk and Spock. As always, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.